plaster. The Minoans liked to put it in their churches, the gods they believe in their tombs. Frescoes are good because it's easier for the artist to paint on instead of a hard thing, and it keeps the colors nice and bright, and they can last for a long time. The hard thing about a fresco is because you can't move it like other paintings, and that a fresco, if you don't paint it hard enough, easy enough, it'll be hard for the fast enough, it will be hard for the painter to do, like paint it. Frescoes come in the Italian word for flesh. A fresco is made by plaster of Paris and water. You mix that up and then you can pour it in your tray. You need to wait a few minutes for it to dry though, so your paintbrush won't sink into it. Also, the best paint to use for your fresco is watercolor. First, you should try to look up, like on a computer or a laptop, what you should make. It'd be easier if you would just draw it on a paper, and then you can have an idea to paint your plaster. And if you can, you should try memorizing how you do this stuff and look at the paper that you draw. So you're going to use 2 cups of plaster of Paris. You should have 1 cup of water. And you should mix that until it's nice and soft, sticky. Once it's nice and smooth, you can pour it in your container. It's nice to use like a container that's nice and flexible, so it's easier to get out. And then you can look at your paper when you pour in the thing, so it will help so you can know how to do something to draw. Then just take your paintbrush, get some paint, and start drawing. When it dries for a couple minutes. After you got your fresco all spread out, you need to wait for it to dry for a couple minutes because you don't want it to be too wet. I'm going to tell you the story of Leonardo da Vinci, what happened to him. So, when he had a fresco, he came up with a great idea that he had fire right up by his fresco. He lit a fire to make it nice and dry. But he did the exact same thing with his beautiful painting, but it lit on fire and it got all ruined. So what I want you to be doing now is kind of just making your fresco. So you see, you don't want it to be like digging in with your brush, so you might want to use like a blow dry or something. But see, if you don't, it will smudge, like I can see here, it's smudging. So you just want to wait a couple minutes and then until it's fresh. That's why it's called a fresco. Have anything to say about the other ones? Well, you don't want it to look like it's going in it. So you should, like if it looks like a little drier than what it looks like when you put in some water, then I think it would be good to go. But if you don't have a blow dryer and if it's a nice hot day, then you should put it outside. So one of the things I learned is it's good to like do the testing thing too, to know what you're doing. But also, when you paint your thing, and when you paint it again, it's a lot easier and it doesn't sink, like it doesn't sink at all if you do that. See, like I have my blue, and then if I put my purple on, it doesn't sink at all. And also, it's also fun to have like a practice so you know if the plaster's ready. And then after all, I do think this is super fun project to do. And I hope you enjoy it too. And like if you make something and like your first one that you make, and it like gets stuck in it or things like that, you should get your yellow that you already did do, start kind of painting over it. Or get that look to kind of fade away. Very fun to make a fresco, but we did learn that it is a lot harder to do it when it's dry. What is fun, what I learned is if you use a little bit of water with your painting, you can kind of just blend it and make it look a little different or lighter, like that. Also, you can just paint over it a lot of times. It helps. But sometimes if you just give it a little bit of water, it helps move it a lot more. It dries too much. And if your thing really is drying, it dries super fast. You should take like your color that you're using and kind of split and put the thing on. And then get some water and spread it out. And you should just I think you should start at the top if you're like making a basket, and then you can like make the bottom. But this is a super fun thing to make with, and you should try it. Why you're supposed to have like a flexible thing? Because if you don't have one, you see here, if you don't have one, it won't go out as easy. So this one is good, but it won't get out as easy is the problem with it. So you want like something flexible, like what fills the whole shape. And I honestly think this is a super fun project. What is fun to do in your home, and maybe on a rainy day if you're bored, you can go and do this. And it could be easy if you just kind of make it a circle shape, because then you can take it out with your hands. Because it can be a little hard if you have to pop up the thing. Like the fresco can like fall and get broken. But the only problem is it's like this is because if you try to get it out, it might crack.